A quick peek into the locker room as the players get set for the game ahead, looking to make a big splash here tonight. And we've been waiting for this day for a long time. It's opening day in the NBA. Thanks for joining us as we start the new season. I'm Brian Anderson, here with Grant Hill and Stan Van Gundy. And with us on the sideline, we've got Allie LaForce. And a look now at the Detroit Pistons' upcoming schedule. On Friday, they'll be matching up against Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Then on Saturday, they'll take on Kristaps Porzingis and the Boston Celtics.
The road is never the highlight of your schedule for any team. But for these guys, it is a chance to go out there, test themselves, and see how well they gel outside of home court. It could be a very valuable experience.
And now the Indiana Pacers starters. Siakam at power forward with Turner in at center. Halliburton and Nembhard, the 1 and the 2, and it's Mathurin in at the 3, the small forward. And for Detroit, they've got Duren, George out there with Kevin Durant. Then there's Cade Cunningham, and it's Schroeder in at the shooting guard position. Now here's Durant. Oh, a special move before that shot. What's not to love about opening day, Grant? Every team with an equal chance to do something special.
Oh, B.A., that's the way these teams look at it. Regardless how your previous season went, you have a chance to do something special, something great. Time to start fresh and build on that optimism.
And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket is good, and he'll go to the line. That sends Andrew Nembhard to the free throw line. That one on Schroeder. Indiana shooting their first free throw of the night. All right, we've now got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. He's got a special report. Shams, it's all yours.
Well, guys, after their run to the conference finals last season, the Pacers moved to secure their roster moving forward, re-signing Pascal Siakam and Obi Toppin, and extending Andrew Nembhard. With a young team that's already shown so much promise, there is upside in staying the course. This team should have some staying power for years to come, guys.
No doubt about it. All right, Shams, appreciate the report.
Yeah, great play. Halliburton ferocious with the ball in his hands, using that long frame to his advantage.
Outside Schroeder. Mathurin against George. No good there. The Pacers have gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Here's Nembhard. Knocked away. George against Mathurin. George, his shot is good.
Nice touch from the veteran wingman. George just understands when he should look to score.
Nembhard outside to the middle. Here's Mathurin. Nice D from Durant.
Not really what we expected. You know he wants that one back.
Now Cunningham, outside Schroeder. Here's the 3. The shot's good on the assist by Cunningham. Schroeder's got his second bucket of the night.
And the coaching staff has to be happy with how they've shot the ball here early on.
And the Pistons pushing it up now. And the dunk by Duren.
And that was special. It's easy to be excited about Duren's future in this league.
And we'll have a timeout here called by Rick Carlisle. Coach wants to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. Pistons going with a whole new group out there. It's the 2K leaderboard showing the teams with the most points off turnovers last season. Indiana, 4th.
And whenever you turn the ball over against them, they pushed it right back at you. Last year, they were just merciless at exploiting teams whenever they made mistakes against them.
First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes played so far. Nembhard outside. And here's Siakam for three. And Indiana misses again. And here's Detroit. They've outscored them 10-2 during this run. Pass to Thompson. And Turner with the block.
A ferocious shot blocker. Turner provides a sense of security to the rest of his teammates.
The shot. By Nembhard, no good. The Pistons lead by 7. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
The Pacers have a star tandem with Tyrese Halliburton and the newly re-signed Pascal Siakam, who set his all-star point guard. His knowledge of the game and his desire to win and get better, that's all you can really ask for from a young player. Out there on the floor together, I think it's naturally just a fit. Brian.
Okay, Allie, thanks. Yep, count it.
And just a straight baller move from Siakam. I mean, shrugging off the coverage and keeping his focus on that basket.
And one thing that Siakam has always had a knack for, Grant, cutting to the rim and finishing plays.
Yeah, he plays so well when he has space to move. He's just great off the ball, and that fits with any team. His ability to convert at the rim makes his cuts that much better. Improving his passing is going to be key for Mathurin in the NBA. Looks like he's already on that path.
Here's Clarkson, and that's good from 17 feet.
He's a potent mix of effort and ability. Hard to shut down a player of his caliber.
Halliburton on the wing. He's got 5. And then Siakam with the jam.
He's just such a long and powerful player. I mean, once Siakam gets inside like this, he's ready to jam.
Cole, a screen on Halliburton. Out to the wing. And there's the drive and the foul on the shot. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. The Pistons have had quite a few high lottery picks of late, Stan. However, they haven't had much success yet.
Well, Brian, you know, sometimes it takes a lot of time. Some teams will come together quicker. Some players and some teams need more time to develop. Detroit's just got to keep adding to what they have and continuing to develop the players that are already in their system.
And a great fan base in Detroit, starving for victories. Out of bounds, Pacers ball as Indiana keeps possession. The Pistons making a switch here. Harris is checked in.
Number 12, Tobias Harris.
Here's Halliburton. And that one goes in as he's fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts the free throw. And he's got his first opportunity at the line here tonight. Free throw no good for Halliburton.
Yeah, it's hard to argue against Halliburton as the best passer in the league right now. I know he's the most exciting for sure.
Here's Schroeder. Great D that time from McConnell. No good. Misses at the buzzer. And a good game so far as we conclude the first quarter. The Pistons on top. They're up by 2. And if you're just joining us, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And looking at what we've seen from Detroit, what do you guys think?
They are looking engaged so far, especially on offense.
Yeah, and that's helped them get the lead. But we'll have to see if they can sustain this offensive output.
And Indiana looking at who they've got. They've got Tyrese Halliburton topping out there with Jackson. Then it's Aaron Nesmith. And it's McConnell in at the 1.
A sneaky 6'8". Harris putting his length to use.
And that one's good. Thompson. And what's your take, guys, here on the hustle stats for the Pistons?
Well, their defense has been really impressive, especially the number of blocks they've managed to get. It's not easy to keep denying guys at the rim.
And also the coaching staff has to love the hustle so far. Just playing with great energy, getting out and converting in transition.
Schroeder can't get it to go. Indiana trailing here. And here's McConnell. No made baskets yet. Halliburton outside. Well, Grant, you played on some very tight-knit teams. Talk to us about chemistry.
Well, B.A., you know, in some sports, chemistry is not a big issue. But in basketball, it is huge. You have to trust and believe in your teammates, and it has to be a unit, not 5 separate individuals.
Well, so far, he hasn't had the same luck from deep in this quarter.
Tipped. Clarkson against Halliburton. Pass to Thompson. Shoots over Halliburton. And there's Thompson on the assist by Clarkson. Thompson's got his second bucket on the night.
What dedication by Thompson, refusing to let the defense get the upper hand there.
And some changes here for Detroit. Lofton's checked in for Bull. George comes in for Tobias Harris. And Cunningham subbed in for Clarkson. Miles Turner, he's checked in for Indiana. Nembhard comes in for McConnell. The open shot, Halliburton. And all around the rim that time before dropping. Halliburton's got 11 points.
What a release. Halliburton getting rid of it.
There's a screen. Here's Cunningham. And Turner with the block. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Turner. Siakam, he's checked in for Indiana. Benedict Mathurin comes in for Nesmith.
Well, if you give him that shot again, I'm willing to bet he nails it, especially with that lack of defensive effort.
Well, there's no question. Pascal Siakam has raised the ceiling of this Pacers team.
Yeah, absolutely. He complements Halliburton's up-tempo style very well. And defensively, he shores things up with his ability to guard 1 through 5.
Yep, that one goes.
Yeah, and Cunningham is one of the more difficult players to guard in that pick and roll.
Siakam outside. Halliburton with the ball. 11 points in the game.
And you never want to give a shooter like him a clean look.
And about 3 minutes played now in the second quarter. Here's Cunningham. Pass to Thompson. George for 3. Pacers with a rebound.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
And Siakam with the slam.
Wow. Siakam putting something extra on that one. Just a gifted player with style and substance.
And some changes here for Detroit. Reed's checked in for Lofton. Durant comes in for Thompson. And Clarkson subbed in for Schroeder. The Pacers also with a sub. McConnell's checked in. George right side. Back to Clarkson. Pass to Durant. With the fadeaway. The rebound by Nembhard.
The fall away, upping the degree of difficulty. You wonder if perhaps they could have gotten a better look.
Offensive rebound. Siakam for 3. He buries it from 3. Siakam's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well, he's had it going offensively, helping them build this lead.
McConnell against Cunningham. For 3, George. The shot's good on the assist by Cunningham. Cunningham's got his 4th assist with that last one.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Here we go, one-on-one. Here's Durant. Another shot. KD out here flexing on people.
You gotta push Durant farther away than this, or he will make you pay.
Siakam outside. Fires for 3. And again, it's the Pacers from deep. Already 5 lead changes here.
Speaks to how evenly matched these teams have been thus far.
Outside Durant. Mathurin with a rebound.
He's giving his all, but you can't force yourself back on track.
The drive by Siakam. And he goes big with the dunk right over Kevin Durant.
Oh, coming in hot. There was just no getting in Siakam's way there.
And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. Indiana ahead. They lead by 3. And we'll be right back after halftime for the start of the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
Look at Detroit. I've always loved when I started the season at home. I'd be eating good, I'd be dominating down low, I'd be picking up.
And now, let's get into the Indiana Pacers game. It's been a close one so far.
They're hitting at a high clip. Some shots have been wide open.
And that is going to do it for us. Let's get back to some...
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, this second half could turn out to be a great one, as both teams trying to gain an edge. Boy, you gotta like what Tyrese Halliburton has done in this game.
The numbers say it all. He spent the first half playing efficient ball.
Yeah, it's not like he's getting everything at the rim. He's playing smart and just taking what the defense gives him.
Kevin Durant is out there with Duren. Then it's Dennis Schroeder. Then there's Cade Cunningham. And it's George in at the small forward position. That's the 5 on the floor for the Pistons. Siakam in the post. Guarded by Durant. Sinks that one from the post. Siakam's got 13 now.
Over time, we have seen Siakam blossom into a star, someone who's comfortable shouldering the offense.
Outside Durant from deep. The rebound by Nembhard. Indiana's gone 3 of 6 from deep so far. Pass to Turner. Halliburton against Cunningham. Siakam for 3. The Pistons clear it.
And lockdown defense against one of the best three-point shooters in the league.
Well, Coach, it's been discussed a lot, but the Detroit Pistons set a record in 2023 that no one wants to match.
Well, that's for sure, B.A. No franchise wants to suffer through a 28-game losing streak. They thought that team had potential, but they just never found their footing early on, and then things just snowballed on them.
All right, some time here to take a look at the 2K leaderboard. Here were the league's top shooting squads from last year. Number 1, the Pacers.
Tremendous efficiency on offense. They were willing to put in their work to get great looks.
Here's Halliburton. Halliburton scores with the floater.
And we're seeing a great mindset from Halliburton on offense. He's attacking relentlessly and getting well rewarded for it.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Brian Miles Turner, the 11th pick by the Pacers in 2015 for much of his career with the team. He's endured the trade rumors. He said, I've still got PTSD from that, but I wanted to be here in Indy. And last season, a renegotiation of his contract, giving him an extension and a raise. Brian, he is locked in as their starting center.
Yeah, it would appear so, Allie. Thank you. And he gets the bucket. Halliburton's got 4 points this quarter.
They've got the offense clicking. 3 for 4 to start the half and looking confident.
There's Cunningham with a 3. And Detroit another 3.
They are unconscious from outside. And so far, the defense has had no answer.
Look, when the 3 is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
Here's Siakam. He's got it going on. Now 7 for 10.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
And so it's Cunningham with it. He brings it up for Detroit. And that'll be their only game on the road before heading back home. Cunningham takes the hit and puts it in.
Way to rise to the occasion and snatch back the momentum.
Yeah, plenty of lead changes in this game. It's gone back and forth.
Cade Cunningham has faced his share of challenges in his career, Coach.
Yeah, Brian, injuries, the discouraging losses, but he's remained steadfast through it all. He's a committed and mentally tough player.
Believes in his game and now wants a team around him that can fulfill that need. Back to Duren. 6 to shoot. The Pistons need to get one up quick. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Sometimes the action speeds up on you a little too much. Two teammates not on the same wavelength there.
Clarkson's checked in for Cunningham. The Pacers also with a sub. Neesmith's checked in. Here's Turner. Durant pulls it in. Durant's got his 4th rebound in this one. Pass to Duran. And here's Schroeder outside. Indiana with a rebound. Turner's got 4 rebounds now. Here's Siakam. Goes back up. It falls again. He's now 8 for 12 from the floor.
Ooh, cooking it up down low. It's Spicy Pete.
Schroeder with it. Siakam covering. Schroeder passes to George. To the inside. Here's Duran. Oh, and Turner with a block. Halliburton outside. Back to Siakam. Floats one. Pass to Nembhard. And here's Nesmith. The 3 is up. Nails it from 3. Now it's a 3-point Indiana lead.
Well, he's got the green light for shots like that. Give him some room and let it rip.
There's a 4-second difference between the shot and game clock. George. And the ball out of play. The Pacers will have it.
Substitution on the floor.
Indiana leading by 3. Now here's Siakam. 17 points in the game. From the arc. And no good. And we've just finished the 3rd quarter. What a tight game we've got going. Indiana ahead, up 3. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today coming from an unlikely position. It's the big fella with the sweetest pass of the day.
Yeah, it's pretty to watch. It's great to have so many big men in the NBA who can dish it like this.
We've reached the 4th quarter in what has been a very competitive game. Should be an exciting finish. And a look at the 5 for the Pacers to start the 4th quarter. Obi Toppin out there with Nesmith. Then there's T.J. McConnell. Then it's Halliburton. And it's Jackson in at the 5.
Backing up that last 3 with another 3. The defense has to stop giving them so many clean looks.
Thompson, a screen on Toppin. Here's George. It's rebounded by Indiana.
Well, that's a miss you can live with. I expect they'll go to it again, especially if the defense continues to concede it.
In transition, here they come. Clarkson for 3. Gets the 3 to fall.
They have a never-give-up attitude.
Yeah, and as a coach, you love having a team like this. They've got 0 quitting.
Jackson outside. The shot that time not on target. Solid defense from Bold. Cunningham outside. George, a screen on McConnell. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
Can you even believe this is the same guy? What a difference here in the second half.
And it's Rick Carlisle calling timeout here. No doubt he's going to utilize the opportunity to make sure they're all on the same page here. Jalen Duran, he's checked in for Clarkson. Nembhard, he's checked in for Indiana. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, during that last break, I heard Rick Carlisle as he talked with the team. He applauded their shooting and their shot selection, saying, we're taking the right threes, not forcing anything. Keep doing that, and they'll continue to fall. Makes the game easy, doesn't it?
All right, appreciate it, Allie. And here's Thompson. He'll bring it up for the Pistons. It's Cunningham with a drive. And they take the lead. Cunningham's got 14 points now in the second half.
Not an easy shot at all. Cunningham seems to have it early on in his NBA career.
Jackson outside. 2 minutes gone by here in the 4th. Here's Halliburton. And once again, off the mark by Indiana. For Detroit, they've gone 3 of 4 in the 4th and looking confident on offense. Duran with a screen on Halliburton. It's stolen by Halliburton. Now the Pacers on the move by himself. Ooh, Halliburton leaving no doubt.
And the defense is left completely in the dust by Halliburton. He speeds down the court on a one-man mission.
Cunningham looking it over. Indiana with a rebound. Here's Nembhard. Pass to Toppin. Jackson outside. Back to Toppin. Jackson with a screen on George. Toppin goes in and stolen by Bold. Here's Cunningham. The rebound by Nembhard.
You won't see him miss that one too many times.
Yeah, it was a great look. Sometimes they don't fall. You've just got to keep taking great shots.
Good work there as it goes.
Hey, clashes with the larger defender and makes maybe the biggest shot of the game.
Yeah, and that's even harder than it looks to overcome that height differential right at the rim.
And some changes here for Detroit. Durant comes in for Bowl, and it's Schroeder in for Thompson. And here's Schroeder outside. They get it back. Kicks it out to Cunningham. Pass to Duren. 5 on the clock. And here's Cunningham. And again, the Pistons missing. Cunningham against Siakam. Nembhard with it. Shot from the low post is good. And the Pacers lead by 5.
And we talk about Siakam's versatility. Well, there it is. Nice pass.
Cunningham passes to George. And again, no good by Detroit.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Pass to Siakam. Here's Halliburton. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2.
The defense is a little rough with Halliburton, so credit to him for committing to his selection.
All right, a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Pacers.
Well, I've been a little surprised by how many mid-range jump shots they're taking and hitting. But so far, that seems to be the recipe that's working for them.
And also, I just love how they've been moving the ball side to side on the perimeter. Great passing, unlocking their offensive potential.
And here's Cunningham outside. And he sinks it. And now they trail by just 4.
Cunningham's teammates and coaches trusting him in a big spot.
Indiana on offense. Pass to Halliburton. On the wing, Matherin. Puts up a 3. Buries it from 3.
Really feels like they're in control. They've got a big lead with time dwindling.
Yeah, and at this point, the focus is take care of the ball, no needless fouls, and no threes.
Halliburton against Schroeder. So it's Indiana winning this one. And they barely squeezed out the win here on the road.
And B.A., the visiting team is always under some...
All right, Allie, thank you. That concludes the first game of the NBA.
Coming up next, the Cavaliers taking on the Pistons. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, a loss in their opening game. So tonight, they're laser focused on securing their first win. Welcome everybody to another presentation of the NBA Live on 2K Sports. Alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. Here we are early in the NBA season, and teams focus on situational awareness. Doris, what have you noticed so far this season?
Yeah, Kev, these situations are really all about execution, right? Are players poised in late clock situations? First of all, do they recognize where the shot clock is? Can they adeptly and quickly read defenses? So those are some of the things I'm watching for.
And a look at the starters for the Pistons. They've got Paul George, Duran out there with Durant. Then it's Cade Cunningham. And it's Schroeder in at the shooting guard position. Cunningham gets the bucket.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Hunter kicks to Garland. Shoots. That one wide left. And here are the Pistons. Outside, KD. And good that time.
We call that the ultimate high percentage look for one of the most efficient scorers ever. KD in the house.
And when you take a look at Jalen Duran, a big man, Greg, who seems to get better each and every season.
Well, you know, he averaged a double-double in his second season. I especially like how hard he goes after rebounds. This guy has a bright future in this league.
4 on the clock. Here's Mitchell. Rebound, Detroit. This game against Cleveland is the first time they've met this season. Duran with a screen on Mitchell. That's a 2 from Cunningham. Kept alive. Pass to George. Three-pointer. Hunter grabs the miss. For Cleveland, they've gone 1 of 3 for the field to start this one so far. Garland with it. Now defended by Cunningham. Here's Hunter. And that one drops for him. Hunter's got 5 now.
With a number of moves and shots to choose from, Hunter is scary. Nice bucket there.
Durant for three. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
Hunter with a screen on Schroeder. Mitchell passes to Hunter. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's on Dennis Schroeder. Well, last season, the Cavaliers won their first playoff series since 2018. That's when LeBron was with them, Greg.
And it was their first series win without LeBron James since 1993. So it was a huge deal for the organization as they continue to take steps in the right direction.
Wow, how about the start to this game? Taking excellent shots, capitalizing on everything the defense is giving him. This is great stuff.
Mitchell outside. A three-pointer, no good.
Boy, he won't miss many from that spot. The defense gets lucky there.
Here's Cunningham, and then Cunningham with the dunk.
And the challenge defensively is to find Cunningham at all 3 levels. He can beat you at the rim. He can beat you from 30 feet out and everything in between.
And Kenny Atkinson calls timeout here. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. A different look now for Cleveland. Wade, he's checked in for Mobley. And Strus is subbed in for Hunter. And Detroit with a change here, too. Dillingham's checked in. Wade outside. He's looking for Mitchell and finds him. Back to Wade. Cleveland moving the ball around. A three from Strus. And he's good on the 3-ball.
Well, determined to get to his scoring strength, and that's three-point shooting. We see you, Max Strus.
Here's Dillingham, guarded by Garland.
A moment here to check out Kevin Durant. Last season, he played outstanding, putting in about 27 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. And what an impact he makes for them on that offensive end.
Right, he can do a little bit of everything for this team, and it shows when you look at the scoreboard.
And Cleveland making a change here. Tyson's checked in. Shot's good by Mitchell.
From three-point range, Donovan Mitchell attacks with reckless abandon. He'll just keep firing, folks.
Outside, George takes the 3, gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
Allen at the screen for Strus. There's 42 seconds left here in the opening quarter. And Dillingham now top of the key.
Boy, you've got to watch those long arms of Jared Allen. Twice on the pipe, send it back.
And that one drops. Mitchell's got 5.
Well, there's an unpredictability to his offensive game. He is always keeping the defense off balance.
High post, KD. Boy, he just disappeared against Indiana, and they really needed him.
Well, certainly not the best defensive effort, but this guy can't make them pay for their laziness.
And the shot goes in.
And Donovan Mitchell on time and on target. Pretty pass.
Here's Dillingham. Plays it up and banks it in.
Oh, he had him spinning. He looks like he's dizzy after that crossover.
And so the first quarter comes to a close. Both teams scoring well, but it's all tied up. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And from what you guys have seen so far from Cleveland, what's your take?
They just came into this game with the mindset of sharing the basketball.
When you keep everyone involved at the offensive end, it keeps everyone engaged in other areas as well.
Here are the 5 Detroit has to start the second quarter. Thompson and Harris are their forwards. Cunningham is out there with Clarkson. And it's Bull in at the center position. Getting the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, thank you. Tobias Harris, over the course of his career, has played a lot at both forward positions. He says, I'm comfortable playing both of them. I'm not big on the position thing. I'm versatile. Kevin, he's just a basketball player and a very, very good one.
I would agree, David. I know you like him. We like him as well. A very skilled one at that. Thank you very much.
And what strikes me about Cade Cunningham is he's still growing. He's still capable of doing more on the floor. And he has the work ethic and attitude to make those improvements and become a real factor on the floor.
DeAndre Hunter, he's checked in for Cleveland. Dennis Schroeder's checked in for the Pistons. Hunter kicks to Strus. Hands it from downtown. Strus has got 6.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triple.
Hunter passes to Bull. For 3, Harris. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Raptors.
Rough game defensively. I mean, they lost a lot of the individual matchups, and the help was slow to rotate.
I'll tell you this, if you're going to allow your opponent to make that many shots, you have got to be as solid on the offensive end, and clearly they were not.
Garland is checked in for Cleveland, and the Pistons making a change here as well. George is checked in for Tobias Harris. Cunningham passes to George. Second chance shot. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake. And so Garland will bring it up for the Cleveland Cavaliers. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Washington. They'll face the Wizards. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. Good! Garland's got the lead up to 3 now for Cleveland.
Well, such confidence on display from Darius Garland. Doesn't waste possessions, aggressive offensively. You know, so much of rebounding is about effort, and no lack of that right there. He had to box out and establish great position.
Mobley finds Garland. And Bull sends it back.
And that massive wingspan coming into play there. Ball uses it to perfection to block shots.
And joining us now by phone is insider Shams Charania with some news. Shams, give it to us.
Well, guys, teams are all grappling with this new CBA, especially the dreaded second apron. Fans possibly unclear on what it means. Honestly, even front offices are still navigating the complexities of the new restrictions. But basically, it has become harder for teams to spend big and acquire new players under the current systems. We'll see, guys, how this impacts everyone moving forward.
Something to keep an eye on, no doubt. All right, Shams, thanks a lot. Durant for 3. Mobley with the rebound. For Cleveland, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far. And here's Mitchell from the arc. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Detroit's gone 0 of 3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. To the middle, outside for George. Traps in the tray. George has got 6.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an edge.
And right now you love the chess match, right? The ability of each side to adjust to what the other is doing.
Down low, here's Mitchell. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Mitchell's got it all tied up now for Cleveland. And J.B. Bickerstaff is called a timeout. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. A different look now for Cleveland. Dean Wade comes in for Evan Mobley. And it's Okoro in for Max Strus. And Detroit with a change here, too. Clarkson's checked in.
Well, Dennis Schroeder taking advantage of the pick-and-roll action. Very good decision maker.
Garland dishes to Wade. To the inside. Hunter. And he banks in the layup. He's got 9.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Schroeder passes to Bull. And it's good. 2 points. And the Pistons lead by 2.
This guy's such a difference maker. Dennis Schroeder is so dangerous in pick-and-roll situation, dribble handoffs. This guy is the straw that stirs the drink.
Pass to Okoro. Mitchell outside. Wade a screen on Clarkson. Near the three-point line, it's Mitchell. Rebound, Detroit. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
A game they definitely felt they could win, and with a break here or there, they probably could have.
You know what? The stats certainly looked good, but the fact of the matter is they couldn't deliver in the clutch moments, and that's something you've got to figure out moving forward.
And like his father, Manu, Bole's combination of size and scoring is very unique. The key for him is just staying healthy.
Wound up there for Allen. An emphatic LU jam.
That's just tremendous length, exceptional hands, Jared Allen. Nice and easy.
To the paint. And the dunk by Bole.
Yeah, big time height advantage there, and then he does not mess around. Good recognition to take it right at him.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Pistons lead by 4. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.